In this video, I am going to walk you through the do's and don'ts while integrating security testing in your application. Hi everyone, my name is Shivam Chaurasia. I am the CTO of Plutonic Services Private Limited. Most of the people generally ignore the part of security testing in the initial phases of your software development cycle. I am here to explain you about the importance of security testing and what things you need to take care when it comes to integrating security testing into your software development cycles. We live in an era dominated by technological advancements, and hence ensuring the security of your application is a major requirement. Cyber threats are evolving day by day, making it crucial for the developers to integrate robust testing into your application development processes. We are going to talk to you about the 5 do's and don'ts that you should consider while integrating security testing in your application development lifecycle. Here are some do's of security testing. First, start early in the development cycle. Security testing should not be postponed for the future. It should be an integral part of the development process from the very beginning. Starting it early allows you to identify and correct the security vulnerabilities at the initial stages of the development. It reduces the risk of costly fixes later in the development process. You should try to begin by conducting a comprehensive assessment of your software to identify potential security threats and vulnerabilities specific to your software. Second, implement automated security testing. Automating security testing is a fundamental practice in the industry. It can significantly enhance the efficiency and the effectiveness of the testing processes. Using automated tools, you can quickly and accurately identify some of the common vulnerabilities such as SQL injections, cross-site scripting, and security misconfigurations. Once automated, you can regularly run the automated scans through the development lifecycle and catch the vulnerabilities in real time. You can also integrate these scans into your deployment process so that every time application updates are released, they get tested for security issues automatically. 3. Prioritize regular and continuous testing. Security is a daily changing world with new threats emerging regularly. Conducting security testing as one-time activity is not sufficient. Instead, you need to make security testing an ongoing and integral part of your development process. You need to regularly test your application for security vulnerabilities, especially if there is any change or updates added by the development team. Implementing continuous testing will ensure that not only newly introduced vulnerabilities are identified, but it is also addressed well before going on the production. Fourth, educate development team on security best practices. One of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that maintaining security is solely the responsibility of security professionals. This is completely wrong. It should be a collective effort involving your entire development team, your developers, and QA engineers. You need to provide training and resources to educate your members on security best practices and coding standards. You also need to encourage a security first mindset within the development team to create a proactive approach towards identifying and resolving the security risks during the development process. This approach will create a culture of security consciousness in the aspect of every developer and every tester. Fifth, conduct penetration testing. While using automation tools is valuable, they may not catch every potential vulnerability. Penetration testing is also known as ethical hacking. It involves simulation of real-world attacks on your application to identify the weakness that automated tools might miss. You should engage with professional penetration testers to assess your application security posture comprehensively. You should also regularly schedule penetration testing sessions, especially before the major releases or updates, to ensure that your application can withstand real-world threats. Now, I'll be discussing some don'ts of integration testing. First, relying solely on automated tools. While automated tools are essential for identifying common vulnerabilities, they are not foolproof. If you solely rely on automated tools without human expertise, it may lead to overlooking of some security issues. You also need to do some manual testing, especially with the methods like penetration testing, which is crucial to identify more complex vulnerabilities and ensure comprehensive security assessment. Second, overlooking third-party components. If your application relies on third-party components, and libraries, it can introduce security vulnerabilities if not managed properly. Don't overlook the security of third-party components. You need to regularly update and patch them to address any known vulnerabilities. You need to perform security assessments specifically focused on third-party components to ensure that your security application is not compromised by adding these external dependencies. Third, neglecting secure coding practices. Security testing should not be seen as a replacement for secure coding practices. Neglecting secure coding practices can result in vulnerabilities even if automated tools and regular testing are in place. Developers should follow secure coding guidelines strictly. They should avoid shortcuts that compromise security. Fourth, assuming one size fits all. Your application is a unique creation. Its security requirements may vary based on different factors, including its purpose, user base, and industry regulations. You cannot assume a generic security approach will solve all your problems. You need a customized testing strategy for specific needs and characteristics of your application. This may involve customizing security tests, focusing on specific threat vectors, and aligning security measures with industry standards and compliance requirements. 5. Treating security testing as one-time activity. Security testing is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. You should avoid the misconception that conducting security testing once, especially before the application goes to live, is sufficient. You should regularly revisit and update your security testing strategies to adapt to evolving threats and the changes in your application. You should consider security as a continuous improvement process rather than a checkbox of your development checklist. Through this video, I have tried to explain that integrating security testing throughout your development process is not just a best practice, it's the necessity of today's cyber world. By following these do's and don'ts, you can establish a robust security testing framework that protects your application and its users from potential threats. Remember, security is a shared responsibility involving not just the security professionals but also your entire development team. You should prioritize your security from beginning to implement regular testing and stay vigilant to emerging threats of building the application and stand up to the challenges of the digital age. If you found this video useful, subscribe to our channel for more such videos. See you in my next video.